And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Lost Odyssey. I'm your host, the RPG guy, and when we last left off, I had forgotten to do something. And I'll just quickly discuss it here. It's nothing major. It's for the treasure hunt side quest. I forgot to talk to the guy in the last town we were in, in Tosca. And what you got to do is, to be fair, I'll just explain it really quick. I'll even show it to you if I need to. But you need to go into Tosca on the right side of the bridge, the very first house, right in the north part, past the bridge. Talk to the father inside the house. So for those of you wondering, yes, we ended up leveling because I had to run back through this dungeon again to get back here. So I was, I figured, oh wow, I could show you that I had forgotten it and then show you the long, grueling walk back. But I figured it was... It's as long as I mention it, that's what happened, we'll be good. And you can get that anytime when you're in Tosca after the first visit. And you can see that the treasure in question is down here. So I just wanted to make sure that I clarified this. And this is an important item. That's the only reason why it's worth doing. Is I wouldn't have made such a big stink about this if this item wasn't like completely relevant. So let's grab Curse Blocker, which is relevant for what's coming up. Because yeah, this is gonna be nuts. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and set ourselves up here. We need to pick up Anti-Petrify. Now, theoretically, I could do some skill learning, but we're going to do as best as we can without having to do it. And just hope for the best here. So he's got Anti-Curse on and Anti-Petrify. Every other character, we want to set up Anti-Petrify. Every immortal character. Boop. No matter where we put it. So, like, we don't need Spirit Magic for what's coming up, in my opinion. So Anti-Petrify, and we need to equip someone with Anti-Petrify. We'll give it to Jensen just because of reasons. So we'll give him the Anti-Petrify. Gear. So that means Mac's the only one vulnerable to Petrify, which I'm okay with. Yeah. Okay, and there was also a cure-all, I think, sitting right here, too, and I think I picked that up as well. It was sitting pretty much right here. So just to clarify things that I did, so that way there's no question about what I did later. How did you get that item? We never saw you get that. Now you understand. And like I said, I'll try to remind myself to go to Tosca just to, if we can easily get there without having to run back through. I believe we can, so it's not something I'm ultimately worried about. Oh boy.
I hear something. There's something there.
Fast predators, slow mac and cheese.
No way! You can't be serious!
Now this is more like it.
There's only one way out. We have to go through them.
Alright, let's do it. So, what we gotta do is fight a set of scripted battles. So, yeah. Not even that I would really call it scripted, but... we just have to fight a set amount of battles here, I believe. And then we actually force a boss fight. To which we actually need to set up a pretty sound strategy for it. Again, this is all stuff we'll figure out momentarily. What are they? Rough Eaters. I want to say they are Earth. So for Earth, we want to use Wind. So... And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we should have probably equipped wind rings, but we did not, so we need to do that soon. As we might have been able to get the kill without having to use all 3 characters. Not that it's a problem. But you can see Matt got cursed there, so that's why we gotta be a little weary about what goes on turn to turn here. Whereas you can argue the anti-curse definitely helps. And Mac's been hit with terror, so he's not even going to do anything this round. Hence Curse. I think Curse just does random status effects to you when you get cursed.
Well, have you fallen for me yet?
Alright, yeah, before we move on, let's prep our characters a little better. Because we can. Let's take, we should have, yeah, wind power ring. We'll put both of those on. We'll put a bio ring here. And a wind powered ring here. That should be enough to get us the results we want. Should be the ultimate, you know, term here. Because we did about 1,200 with Kime and Seth, so theoretically we shouldn't have to do a triple. But, you know, it doesn't really matter in all fairness. It really doesn't, but we're going to try it. And try to leave only one of them left. Yeah. Gotta get that perfect. Yeah, see, there we go. Not that it matters, because we're still gonna get hit by 3 enemies, but... Interesting mechanic to bear witness to. Actually, which reminds me, we need to do something before we move on here. One other skill we could benefit from. So that's coming up. Okay, so Seth learned cut down. For argument's sake. I don't care about that right now. Where be it? Yeah, we'll just leave that there for now. Fuck it. Alright. Oh, but I was going to do something else. We don't really need casting support. But what we do want is steel. Don't worry, this will make sense. You stuck there, buddy? Why don't you come fight me over here? Fight me, fight me! There we go. And there's a reason we want this ready to go.
Oh no, look out!
It's one of the few times that you really want to have the ability to steal ready to go. And don't worry, it's not against them. Alright, let's go ahead and do... Actually... No, his isn't as strong. And, get some. Still not getting perfect. I'm sucking really bad right now. Never a break. Yeah, he's hitting me. He hit me too. toast. And he's toast. One more to go. Good there. 483, a lot less than 6 something. Alright. Should have one more of these little battle things to go. Oh no, that's it. Okay. So now we should get an actual...
Damn it! Where are these guys coming from?
They're not a problem to take down, but this is just getting ridiculous.
The leader has to be in there somewhere. That's the one we go for.
And that is the case. So there is a leader 1 wandering around. There it is right there. It's the red one who's running away from us right now. That's the one we want to fight. Now, he can run away from battle, which in and of itself can be mildly annoying. But when he runs away, he doesn't recover HP. So that's the way you can look at it. Now, he has an item worth stealing. It's a slot seed. I'm just going to tell you what it is. I believe it's a slot seed. And it's one of the few slot seeds you can steal in the game, as well as get a drop of it for it. So it makes a lot of sense to pick it up. Because slot seeds are kind of a finite thing, theoretically. And yeah. That's really the gist of it. You want slot seeds, trust me. You really do. Missed. What a jackass. But yeah. So we want to make sure that we steal that item before we start laying the smackdown on it with some of our strongest powers, which is going to be Windus, which is stronger than Winda, as far as I'm concerned. But we have Jensen, Kime, and Seth able to steal. Matt can do buffing, as far as I'm concerned, prior to, you know, everything else that needs to be done. So yeah, there is a game plan. Now again, if you don't have Windus because you're not at the same level I am, which is very, very likely, just use what we're using now, Winda, which you probably will have just gotten, I think, by the time you get mostly through here, with mild amounts of dedication to getting stronger. Okay, there he is right there. And he's going to have some friends that he's going to keep calling more of them in. So we don't want to really get rid of all of them. Probably knock them down to 2, maybe. I think there's 4. Yeah. Okay, and then you notice they're a different color, too. So let's just get to it. I did not put steel on her, did I? Son of a bitch. I should have, now that I'm thinking about it, but actually in the same breath, I'm glad I didn't. I wouldn't, no. None of the kids gonna work on that. We want to lower the minions down a little bit so we're not just sitting here getting status effects to frickin' oblivion. Like that. So the one on the left is going to do... The 2 in the front might do something nasty. One of them does... Oh, there we go. So now we're going to put the hurt train on these guys. The pain train. Alright, first things first. Attack. That one. Not have I'm pretty sure this is not in any order. Okay, no, we don't. Use a cure-all, but I don't want to do that. So... And we don't have the means to cure it either. Alright, so we'll just move on. Windus. Windus. They go last anyway, so it's like, what's the point? Toast. Eat this, motherfucker. And he's down. So 2 window would be enough. And you gotta finish off the rest of these guys. And we didn't even get Mindus put on, so imagine the damage we would have done with that.
Let's go!
Excellent. Not for laughs. Just for fun. Just like remove like 1,000 damage or so. Because the boss has better resistance. About 1,000 more. I am the greatest. So Mac hits level 50. Kym learns anti-curse. We need to now move that to Seth. Seth or Sarah or Ming. One of the two. I don't care.
Hey! They're all running away! Hey, if you want to defeat the body, just cut off the head.
So, yay. We got a slot seed. Now, we didn't get the drop, so that kind of blows, but we got the slot seed that's necessary as far as I'm concerned. Oh, you know what we didn't do? That, you know, I didn't get the extra one. The reason I didn't get the extra one is because I killed the boss in one hit. He needed to run away. He needed to run away. Well, we're not going to bother with worrying about it. We'll still have enough slots that it's not a big deal. Okay, so let me explain how you get the extra one, just in case you're playing along. Damage the boss enough to make it run away. And then when it runs away, you've already stolen the slot seed. Get into a fight with it again, then kill it. That's how it's done. All right, really quick, I want to just cover the item I missed. See, even I make mistakes. I don't remember everything exactly. I do a pretty good job remembering most things, but not every exact detail of every game. Though we were streaming. I was streaming with Hobo Headcrab, and he was blind playing through Final Fantasy X. And he's like, how do you remember where all these things are? And I just look at him, and I'm like, because I'm the RPG guy, I remember most things. And then he's like, no, you don't understand. How are you remembering this stuff? And I just looked at him and go, because I'm not an idiot. He made the fucking funniest face. Just kidding. You can be very smart and not remember any of that stuff. It's a joke. So you go in here, and you talk to this dude here, and he gives you the treasure hunt. This guy right here. His name's Dino. So I had to come all the way back here. Now what I could have done was I could have beaten the dungeon. I guess I could have objectively beaten the area out, but I wouldn't have had the curse resistance item, speaking of that. Yeah, but I wouldn't have had the curse resistance item, which in and of itself is a problem, because if I don't have it, I can't learn it, nor can anyone else. So, the sooner we learn this thing, the better. The happier I will be. Anyway, city of Saman. Or Saman. Yeah, so, and I've never known myself to need all the slot seeds, the extra slot seeds that you can get. If you find all the ones that are in the game, you should have more than enough to do pretty much anything. It's just nice to be able to have access to something extra to defend yourself with, as they say. Merchants Town, Saman. Something's not right with this town. It's strange, come to think of it. Saman is a merchant town. It should be filled with people from goats in all corners of the world. Hey, what is it with that house? It looks like a face. Will you stop that now? I can't not see it as a face. Thanks a lot. Hey, are you folks travelers? Amazed you made it here. Didn't the monsters attack you? Is there something going on? I'd say for a while now. Starting about a year ago, we've been having all sorts of weird things happen in town. Furniture dancing around, children's toys causing havoc, and people are starting to wander around aimlessly like zombies. We can't get any help from Gotza either. Whatever it is that is causing all of this also sealed off the Ice Canyon path that connects us to Gotza. You're kidding me. We're in a rush to get to Gotza. Well, don't look at me. The path is already dangerous, winding its way through the cracks and glaciers. Now, the entrance is blocked by these huge ice columns. The only way to Gotza now is by sea, but the only ship we have left that hasn't been sunk is just a tiny boat. It isn't sturdy enough to make it anywhere near Gotza. Well, I guess we're not goatseeing anywhere. Okay, that did not come out right. Let's head this way, shall we? And as usual, it is time for us to loot the town, loot the town, loot the town. It's time for us to loot the town. So give me all your shit. Give me the goods, give me the goods, give me the goods, give me the goods. And there's a pip pop. Nice. I don't know if we have enough. I guess we did have enough. Maybe do this. No, we're okay. We didn't have enough. All right. And we'll head over here. Do. And let's see here. I believe there's some seeds we want. Do. Okay, nothing there. Do we need to stay? No, not really. Do. Open sesame. Thanks for the goods, boyo. Nothing over here. You know what? I feel like I'm missing something. Ain't going there. Alright, let's keep moving. You ever just feel like there should be more? Nice. Move in here. And what That's good. Open Sesame. And we're good. I think that's everything here. So let's head back downstairs and around. And we'll go here. Need some Tim Burton-y style music. That's what's missing here. It's missing here indeed. Indeed. Alright, let me see here. There should be in the back. Yeah, there it is. Sweet. That's all that's worth a damn here for now. Let's do this. You know what? Let's grab this. Pixie flower. Don't worry about that right now. This is far more important. Now, everything's used $50. Are you interested? There are many different items here. And we're trying to get one. Now, he gives them to you at random. As you can clearly see, there is a very specific item we're trying to get here. And you could burn through a lot of money trying to get it. But it is definitely a must-have. Especially if you didn't learn to double accessory from Jensen. Okay. So we've gotten every item so far except the one we want. Oh, you know what? We haven't gotten a what's it called? I think it's a soul medicine. But that's not what we're looking for. We are looking for an accessory. Girl. And there is no like pattern to my knowledge that gets it for you. So don't ask. Just gotta keep trying till it drops. Here's a soul medicine. There it is again. Now we're starting to get soul medicines up the butt. Lord. There is a pattern to this. Somebody explain it to me, because I don't think there is. Though I don't mind the cure-alls and the soul medicines. How much money did we burn already? Well, we're good on money, so... Wait a minute, what did we pick up? Did we get it? And I just missed it? Hold on. There's a way to find out really quickly here. No. Okay, we didn't get it, but we'll put the pixie flower up. Now you might say, well, why is an accessory +3 important? Well, the answer is rather simple, because for the one slot of a character's of the special character's skills, he can equip 3 immunities technically, and that would mean that if we need something very specific on one of our special characters, it's not going to be a huge deal. Crow fucker. Come on, give it to me. Like, it doesn't sound right when I say it like that. Give me what I need. Give me what I want. Give me what I need, you crow motherfucker. Well, the perk is we can trade a lot of this in for better stuff, which in and of itself is its own adventure. Come on. There we go. Whew. So I told you. No, we're done. Fuck you, Crow. You crow bastard. Burnt through like $4 grand to get it, but it's worth it. There it is. Increase skill slots by 3. Or actually, wait. Increases skill slots by 3. Never mind. Not accessories. But yeah, that's pretty good deal. As you can see, it's already taking effect just from being equipped. So there's no reason not to have it up. Because there's going to be room for it. Alright, so we wasted time with that. How many... Oh, dear God, what have we done? Well, we can make a bunch of healing herbs and a bunch of mana potions, I would say. The soul medicine's the soul medicine. It's... But we have done what needs to be done. I just want to finish grabbing what I know is over in this area. So, yeah. Let me think here. Let's go in here first. Since we're right here. So again, teaching the skill to everybody is going to be a requirement. Wahahaha. This money is all mine. This golden sheen, the heavy feel in the hand. Wahaha. No one else can have it. Whoa, hold on. Who the heck is this guy? I don't think he's noticed this yet. He must be under a spell of some sort. Yet nobody notices the pile of gold in the room, right? So we get a delicious slot seed. $1,000. Nice. What's that, a ledger or something? That looks like bad news waiting to happen. Shh, you want him to find us? Baha. What you got that thing out for? I don't care about it if it ain't money. Hee hee, you see? He didn't even want it. That's kind of beside the point. Well, whatever. He probably won't miss it anyway. So we get the secret ledger. Yay. Okay. Now, we're gonna grab this, which is another seed. Yay! Let me think. Here we go. Make sure we get this knocked out of the way. Travelers, how are your shoes treating you? Pardon me if I surprised you. I'm a shoemaker, you see, so I always worry about people's feet. There was once a legendary shoemaker, and the stories of his exploits enthralled me so much that I figured I'd become one myself. You don't say. Don't worry, guys. There's only 11 of these in the game left, and there's another one coming up. So, meaning we're getting down to almost 10. Though I probably won't get to it this episode. But we're getting there.
The story of Old Man Grail. Old Man Grail was known as the best shoemaker in the country. His shoes were light as a feather and tough as steel. They were also expensive, 3 times higher than anything else on the market. People who did not know his reputation were so shocked to hear what he charged that they would say, "That old man must be making shoes for his own amusement." Of course, this was not the case. He had become a craftsman's apprentice at a tender age, and whenever he learned of one master's skill, he would move on to the more talented shoemakers. Before he knew it, he found himself making shoes for the grandchildren of his earliest customers. Griot was such a skilled craftsman, he could make any kind of shoe the customer ordered, but he was best at and most enjoyed making thick-soled traveling shoes. All his customers agreed. Once you've traveled in Old Man Griot's shoes, you can't wear anybody else's. Some would say, "You know what it's like to wear his shoes? You don't get tired the same way. You just want to keep walking as long and as far as you can. You almost hate to get where you're going." True craftsman that he was, the Old Man Griot rarely talked to his customers, and he could be downright unfriendly. Complimented on his work, he wouldn't so much as smile. Instead, he would put another piece of tan leather on his wooden shoe last and start hammering away. The only time the old fellow would crack even the slightest smile was when the customer visited his workshop to place an order. Not that he was ever thrilled to get an order. What he most enjoyed was when a customer brought him a pair of shoes that had outlived its usefulness. He would stare lovingly at the worn-down soles and the disintegrating uppers, and he would actually talk to them. "You've done some good traveling, I say." His regular customers would never dispose of their old shoes themselves because they knew how much he enjoyed this. Neither would they do anything so foolish as to clean the shoes before handing them over to the old man. He wanted them straight from the road, covered with dirt, oil-stained, and stinking of sweat. "These fellows are my stand-ins," he would say, choosing an honored place for them in his storehouse. "They take my place on the road, you know. They've done their job. I hate to throw them away just because they're no good anymore." Proud craftsman though he was, Old Man Griot never wore his own shoes. He couldn't have worn them even if he wanted to. His legs were gone from the knees down. A terrible illness has attacked his bones when he was very young, and the legs had been amputated to save his life. The old man had lived his long life in a wheelchair. He had never once left his native village. This was what he meant when he said that his shoes did the traveling for him. "Haven't seen you for a while," Old Man Griot says without looking up from his work as Kime steps across the threshold. His back is toward the door, but he can tell from the sound of the footsteps when a regular customer has entered his shop. "You cross the desert?" The sound tells him how worn down the shoes are and where they have been. Old Man Griot is a craftsman of the first order. "It was a terrible trip," Kime says with a grim smile, settling on a chair in the corner of the shop. When old Griot is in the final stages of shoemaking, almost nothing can make him stop his work, as all his regular customers know. "Were my shoes good on this one? They were great. I couldn't have done it with anyone else." "That's good." The old man doesn't sound the least bit pleased, which is to be expected. Griot is especially curt when he is working. If Kime wants to see the old man smile, he will have to wait a little until he hands Griot his old shoes during a work break. "Here to order new ones?" "Uh-huh." "Where to this time?" "Up north, most likely." "Ocean, mountains, probably walking along the shore." "To fight?" "Probably." Old Man Griot signals his understanding with a quick nod. He says nothing for a while. The only sound in the workshop comes from Griot's wooden mallet. Kime is moving to hear it like old times. He has ordered any number of shoes here, even before the old man took over the shop. Kaim is one of Old Man Greer's oldest customers. In other words, he is one of the few who have survived repeated journeys. Swinging his mallet and speaking in short snatches, the old man tells Kaim about the deaths of some of his regular customers. Some fell ill and died on the road, others lost their lives in accidents, and not a few were killed in battle. It's hard when only the shoes come back. Kaim nods in silence. One young fellow died a few weeks ago. He was wearing the first pair of shoes I ever made for him. The soles were hardly worn at all. Tell me about him. You know, you hear it all the time. Leaves his home, wants to live someplace exciting. Parents try to stop him, but he goes anywhere. But I'm surprised he could afford shoes from you. The parents bought them. Sad, isn't it? They gave their boy all this love and care, and he's barely out of childhood when he says he's going to leave home. They finally give up and decide to let him go. They figure they can't at least give him a pair of my shoes as a going-away present. Less than a month later, he comes back a corpse. I don't know. Parents nowadays, they spoil their kids rotten. It's so darn stupid. Greer snarls. Kaim knows that the old man's feelings go deeper than that. Old Man Greer was the kind of craftsman who would rush to make new shoes for the funeral of a sad young man who has breathed his last while his dream was only half finished. He would put them on the young man's feet in the coffin and pray that he would be able to go all the way on this final journey.
Sorry, my reading's really off today.
Greer falls silent again and wields his mallet. Kaim notices how bent and shriveled the old man has become. It's known him a long, long time. Those days will be ending soon enough. Kaim thinks with an ache in his chest. Old Greer finally reaches a point in his work where he can turn and face his customer. It's good to have you back, Kaim. His face is covered with wrinkles. Kaim realizes anew how old he has become. Where did you say you were traveling? The desert. Right. I think you told me that before. Kaim shakes his head. The old man seems to lose his powers of concentration when he isn't working, and his memory is shaky sometimes. Little by little, but unmistakably, old Greer is spending more and more time drifting in the space between dream and reality. People grow old and die. The truth is this all-too-obvious destiny strikes Kaim with special force whenever he completes a long journey. So, you survived this one too, I see. Kaim looks at him with a strange smile. Have you forgotten? I can't die. Oh, I guess I knew that. And I never get old. I look just like I did the first time you met me, don't I? The old man looks momentarily stunned. Oh, I guess I knew that too, he says, nodding uncertainly. Sure, you were a kid then. You had just had that sickness and lost your legs, and were crying all day long. That's right, I remember. You used to call me Big Brother Kaim and play with my old shoes, do you remember? Yes, of course. Greer speaks with certainty now. Either the fog has cleared or the distant memory has come back with special clarity because it comes from so long ago. The soles were worn down, there were holes here and there, and they had a sour stink of mud and sweat. To other people they must have looked like plain old shoes ready for the garbage, but to me they were a treasure. I remember running my finger through the coat of road dust that covered them, and trying to imagine where they had been. I enjoyed them so much. I really enjoyed them. Kaim's shoes were what got old Greer started as a shoemaker. It was all thanks to you, Kaim. If I hadn't met you, I would have spent my life cursing my fate. Instead, I've been happy. I'm happy now. Even if I can't leave this workshop, my sons can travel for me. They had a happy life. He pauses. Well, now, Will you listen to me talking up a storm? Grio says with an embarrassed smile. He extends a thick hand to Kaim. All right, now give me my sons, he says, and Kaim hands him the worn-out old shoes he had brought with him. The old man strokes them fondly and says with a sigh, You've been through many a battle. I was a mercenary, too, for a time. I know that, says Grio. I can smell the blood. All the shoes that travel with you are like this. Are you angry? Not at all. I'm just glad you came back from this latest trip in one piece. I'll be leaving again as soon as you make me new ones. Another one of those trips to war. Mm-hmm. And when that journey ends, you'll leave on another one? Probably. How long can you keep it up? Kaim only answers in a grim smile. Forever. This is not a word to speak lightly in the presence of someone who has lived what little time he has to the fullest. Oh, well, never mind, the old man says, turning his back on Kaim to continue his work. Wait 3 days. You can leave the morning of the 4th day. That will be fine. When will we meet next after that? 2 years, maybe? 3? It could be a little longer. Really? Well, this could be the last pair of shoes I ever make for you. Kaim believes it will be. The old man is not likely to last 3 more years. Kaim fervently wishes it were not so, but wishing by itself can do nothing. Only those who possess eternal life know that this is precisely why the time a person lives is so irreplaceably precious. Say, Kaim, what's that? Mind if I make a second pair of shoes out of the same piece of leather to match your new ones? They will be for himself, he explains, to be placed in his coffin for his life's final journey. I'd like that, answers Kaim. The old man swings his mallet instead of thanking him. The sound is far sadder and lonelier than usual. Come to think of it, though, Kaim, be sure to come back to this town even after I'm dead. Offer up your old shoes at my grave. I will. I'd like to say I'll be going to heaven to step ahead of you and waiting for you there, but in your case, that doesn't work. No, unfortunately. What's it like, an endless journey? Happy? Unhappy? Probably unhappy, Kaim replies, but his voice is drowned out by the rising sound of Grio's mallet until it is lost even to his own ears. Old man Grio reached the end of his full span of years soon after Kaim's visit to the shop. Because Grio had no family, his grave in the cemetery at the edge of town was cared for by his many sons. In accordance with his wishes, his regular customers offered up their old shoes at his grave. Kaim's shoes were among them. The words inscribed on his gravestone were chosen by Grio himself. He explained his choice to Kaim this way. I would say the words to each new pair of shoes before I handed them to the customer. I always said them to the customer, too. I never once had that experience, though, of hearing someone say the words to me. That's why I want them on my gravestone. They're the words I want to be seen off with on my journey to heaven. Several decades flow by. Not only old man Grio, but all the customers who knew him have long since departed the world. The only one who still comes to pay his respects is Kaim. He no longer wears shoes that were crafted by the old man. Like the life of man, the life of a pair of shoes cannot be eternal. Still, Kaim comes to the town at the beginning of every journey, touching his forehead to the ground at the old man's grave. The gravestone is covered with moss, but the words engraved on it, strangely enough, are still clearly legible. May your journey be a good one. These were the words the old man always spoke. Coming from his mouth, they could be brusque, but they were always charged with feeling.
Some of these stories are good. I like that one, personally. I must say, I do like that one. Yes, we are looking to buy. It's one of the few times we actually want to buy stuff from the shop, if I'm not mistaken, because... Oh, wait, is it... Wait a minute. Hold on. Here we go. This is who I meant to buy. So we can buy new weaponry. It is stronger than what we have, so there's no reason not really to take it. And the bright ankh. And the power shell. So yeah, we'll buy, you know, a set of everything. We'll buy 3 of these. And 1 of these. And then over here, we're actually going to find some cool stuff. We're going to find the sword teachings. The sorcerer's earrings, which is good. And really, we should buy 2 of these. We'll buy 1 of these. This is where we'll start adding... we'll start adding in some extras of these guys. I don't know why I'm buying 5, but I am. And the reason being, we have the money, but more so that we have... Everybody has access to the item in question here. I know it seems weird. I know it really does, but the idea is we have the money, and now we can put status protection of these statuses on every character in the party. You know, with some even getting double that protection. It'll be more... Whoa. It'll be more relevant later, but it's good to have it ready to go. All right. Let's go ahead and equip our new gear here. Okay, and go back to kind of this layout here. He had the soul ring, and you had something else. I think you had that, but a part of me is like, no, you didn't. You had... I don't remember what we had on her, to be fair. Probably something that's... Probably the Hercules ring, because we don't want anything on that would get in the way of other stuff. So that'll get worked on. May as well put that there. Level 2 composite magic would be nice. Cut down isn't that useful. We'll grab that. And that's perfect for now. And then this stuff, when everything else kind of opens up availability-wise, will be good to go. Though I think might be better... Didn't we buy... Oh, that's already learned. Never mind. Okay. No, we had... I guess we had one. I wasn't paying attention when we bought it. Alright, that's fine. Everybody's squared away gear-wise. We're good there. Alright. Woo! So we burnt a lot of cash just now. But like I said, every time we get access to... those status protecting rings, there's no reason not to invest in getting a party set. So 5. Having a set of 5 is really good. Anytime you can buy them. And I'm sure I've probably missed some as we've progressed through the opportunity to buy some. But whenever I see the opportunity to buy them, we will make that effort really quick. Let's go back in here, because we should have enough seeds now, I believe, to get a new accessory. Yes. All right, we get a power bangle. Whoa, yay! Which I believe we already know what it does. Yeah, we already have one, I think. Oh no, there it is, right there. Attack boost 1, huh? Let's do that instead. Yep. Okay. So anyway, this is a good place for us to stop for right now. So what I'm going to do is pretty much take all of our healing medicines and convert them to healing herbs. Because we've got so many of them, which is going to take a little while. You guys don't need to see that. That's boring stuff. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. And when we come back, we have more of Saman to explore. And we got to figure out what's going on. Because there's apparently a plot afoot. No, there's apparently some weird stuff going on preventing us from moving forward. And in the next episode, we're going to deal with that. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JackTartStudios for our live gaming action. Our highly popular Hobo Headcrab Blind Play show is gaining a lot of momentum. I also stream other various RPGs, usually before I make YouTube videos of them over there. And we also have our Chairman of the Board Tabletop show. And all of the times are listed on the channel. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that. There's some cool stuff there. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we will see you guys next time.